Si le contestan nada más en español.
Oriana Guevara Aponte.
¿Dónde es usted?
Sí,
Ya sé.
señor.
Ma'am, you were charged with theft.
La acusa con hurto, robo,
You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
de $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Hacer silencio.
Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present.
Abogado presente.
If you cannot afford one,
Paga por su cuenta.
one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Officers were
Oficiales
dispatched to a
fueron
Walmart
despachados
in
a un
Harris
Walmart
County,
en condado de Harris,
Texas,
Texas,
in response to a
en
theft.
respuesta a un hurto, robo.
The loss prevention
El
officer
guardia
told
encubierto le dijo a
officers
los
that the
oficiales
defendant
que la
placed
acusada puso
numerous items
varios
into
artículos
Walmart shopping
en
bags
bolsas de
that were
Walmart
already in her
que
cart.
ya estaban en su carrito.
The defendant
El
continued to
acusado
place additional
continuó
items
poniendo
into the
artículos
bags,
adicionales a
including a
las bolsas,
blanket and
incluyendo
plug
sábana
and plug and scents.
y unos aerosoles.
The defendant then
El
walked
acusado
past
después
all points of
pasó
sale
caminando,
without paying for
pasando
the
todos los puntos de
items.
venta sin pagar por los artículos.
No prior criminal
Ningún
history,
antecedente
Judge.
penal previo. ¿Cuál es el valor?
The DIMS don't say, let me,
El
I'm
régimen
checking to
no
see if
dice, voy a
the
revisar.
offense report is up.
Great to see you. Look,
We do have some discovery and I'm
¿Tenemos
just seeing
alguna
if
descubrimiento de
one
las
of them is the
evidencias? No.
offense.
I need a value.
Necesito
I know.
un valor.
Okay, yes,
Bueno, sí,
$218.52.
$218.52.
Ms. Guevara, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No,
Are you in this country with or without permission?
sin permiso.
Con permiso.
With permission.
I don't know whether you do or
No sé
not.
si lo
Quite
tiene o
frankly,
no,
it doesn't
pero-
matter. The only thing I will tell you is that if you are not, or if there's any problem with your paperwork and you go to jail and immigration finds you,
Que la encuentra
they
ahí.
will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration and sit there for another 6 to 9
Quedaría
months.
hasta unos 6
If you do not want that to happen, do not violate any of the conditions that we put forth on you now and do not pick up a new case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart for any reason whatsoever. Do you understand?
¿Entendió? Sí,
Sí,
señor.
señor.
Yes, sir.
If I find that you go to Walmart, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Cárcel, no lo va a recibir otra cuenta personal.
Now, you have an attorney. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Ms. Garcia. She will tell you when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she can't get a hold of you, likewise, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. We will have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Heed this warning, man. You will not get another,
Esta advertencia no va a tener
Okay.
otra.
please. Thank
Pasa a la
you.
izquierda.
You are Helen de Alvarado Mejia.
Sí.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Officers were dispatched to a J.C. Penney in Harris County, Texas, in response to a theft. The loss prevention officer told officers that he observed the defendant take various items and walk past all points of sales without paying. The officer observed this on the store surveillance. The total cost of the stolen items was $178, and the items included a smartwatch and skin products. The co-defendant in the case was arrested for possession of a controlled substance out of the same transaction, and she's up in felony courts, and this defendant has no prior criminal history.
Did the other person have a theft case as well? Do you know, or just a PCS? Because if they also charged the co-defendant with theft, we need to know what the cause number is, because it may
It
transfer.
was just a PCS, Judge.
That's it? Okay. Mr. Alvarado, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? What happens if you go to jail, man?
Pues no quiere ir a la cárcel.
Well, I don't want to go to jail.
I know,
Just say.
that's not my question.
Eso no fue mi
What
pregunta.
happens if you go to jail? I want you to think and I want you to realize the consequence of behavior. So tell me, what happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si te vas a cárcel?
No, pues. Mis hijas quedarían apoyo,
But my daughters would
mi familia.
be without support, my family.
You're not in this country with permission.
No están en país.
So if you go to jail and immigration finds you there, will put a detainer on you. And you're going to be in there for about 6 to 9 months. That's what you have waiting for you if you go to jail. Anything more than 4 hours, immigration sweeps it on a daily basis. I'm going to put conditions on you now. If you violate these conditions, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
The relationship is the co-defendant to this person. Do you know?
It doesn't seem
Okay. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to go back to J.C. Penney.
Regresar a JC.
If you violate these conditions, likewise, you know what's going to happen. You will not get any more warnings from us.
So no contact with the co-defendant
Yeah,
or the store,
or going to the J.C. Penney.
any other.
Yeah, any J.C. Penney. Tell me, ma'am, what do you do for a living?
Trabajo en remodelación.
I work in remodeling.
Do you have a steady income?
Tiene ingresos estables.
No.
No.
Apply for an appointed lawyer.
¿Quiere aplicar por un abogado de oficio?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, we'll give you an application.
Hago una aplicación.
I need you to fill it out. I need to know everything about you. Do not just leave everything blank. I will send it right back to you. I need to know numbers. I need to know how much money you have coming in a month. I need to know how much money you spend. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while you do that. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue one for your arrest as well. And then
De otra manera que-
we'll take a look at the application here shortly. Please, yeah. So are you, who's Leslie Vasquez? Okay, and you are Ashley Varela. Okay, ladies, both of you are charged, or you're charged with theft. You are also charged with theft. Both of you are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 29th of 2024, officers were dispatched to a theft of a business at a Target located at 1801 West Bay Area Boulevard. Upon arrival, officer met with the complainant, who advised that 2 Hispanic males were concealing items inside of a stroller and Target bags. The complainant stated the females exited the store, passing all points of sale, and were subsequently detained and taken into the asset protection office. The females were detained for passing all points of sale, and the total cost of the stolen items was $333.19.
And we saw them acting in concert with this.
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
Ladies, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you both not to go back to any Target. Do you understand? Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. How old are you, ma'am?
19.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you guys do for a living?
I don't work.
Did you
Maybe.
graduate from high school?
Huh?
Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet,
dropped
you're
out.
19.
I dropped
Start
out.
going to college at 19. What are you doing with yourself now?
I just recently quit my job.
Doing,
My husband didn't want me working anymore.
so you're going to rely on your husband for the rest of your life? That's not a good way to go through life, you know, because that husband at some point may not be there. And if he's not there for you, how are you going to eat? How are you going to support yourself? You know, I have a very young daughter, and one of the things that I'm teaching my daughter is never to rely on any man for any reason. That's why you get an education. That's why you go far in life. So you never have to rely on anyone to be able to take care of you. Because if that, the divorce rate in this country is so high, never rely on a man. ever, you need to do something with your life and you need to get back into high school. And we're going to make sure that that happens. Do you understand? I will appoint your lawyer today, but I want to see what you've done in 2 weeks to get back in high school. If you've done nothing, tell me about yourself.
I recently stopped high school because I just had my baby, but I'm trying to get back into school.
No. Likewise, you will be on the same path as well. And if you've done nothing, same thing. Don't ever rely on a man. Men are, some men are good, some men are not very good, but you need to be able to rely on yourself so that you work, have knowledge, because if you don't, you'll go nowhere in life. You'll never have money and you'll always have to rely on a man. Don't. Be smarter. All right, so if you can appoint lawyers to both of them, and then we will have you sign conditions that you're not allowed to go to Target. And I want to see you both back in 2 weeks to see what you've done to start working on your GED. At a minimum, you cannot go through life without having a high school education. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll have you sign a recess with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box over there. Come on, got it. 24 and 20. Trying to-
Pay attention to the judge, not the computer.
I didn't see my face on it, though. So, yes,
Good
sir.
morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Mr. Davis, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving on a suspended license. You're also charged with fleeing a police officer. Both of those cases are Class B misdemeanors. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Uh,
What if they worked out?
3 days with 6 days.
On both or on one?
Just on one, they're clean on the driving while license.
Okay. The agreement is 3 days in jail, credit for the 6 days that you've done on the suspended license case. And as part of the plea bargain, the fleeing a police officer will be dismissed. Is this how you guys understand the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into the agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you plead guilty. You can never change this or undo this. It will go on your record. And it's very possible that DPS suspends your license because of this case. So before you start driving, I would reach out to DPS, because if not, they'll pull you over. And how do you plead to the offense? Are guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. He still has the case upstairs as well, or does that take care of this?
It's still open, Judge.
Okay. So it takes care of the cases now here. Unfortunately, you still have the case upstairs. Once you make bond on that, then, okay. All right, sir. Good luck to you. Thanks.
have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Thanks. You Patrick Royal. Mr. Royal, you charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On November 1st of 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop at the 4,000 block of State Highway 6 after observing the vehicle have illegal tints on the front side windows and front windshield, preventing any visibility into the vehicle. An NCIC search of the defendant revealed him to have a suspended and invalid driver's license and an active Class C warrant for DWLI. An inventory search of the vehicle revealed an extended 9mm magazine on the front right passenger side, as well as a 9mm semi-automatic handgun within plain view on the front middle seat,
Don't look at her computer.
not secured in a holster. The defendant did not have a license to carry. And he does have prior criminal history, Judge.
Curious. He has a prior UCW. Same facts.
He also has 2 from Fort Bend, not UCWs, but I'm looking at the other case, Judge, from this county. In that one, he made
This is
a,
a 4th then.
it's the 4th charge, yes, Judge. In the other UCW, he made an illegal U-turn in an open intersection. He was a sole operator. The defendant opened the glove compartment to get his wallet, and officers saw the magazine to a handgun. Officer then told the defendant to let down his rear window due to the window tint being extremely dark. So it was the same set of facts, Judge.
Well, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any weapons in your possession. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. Am I boring you, Mr. Royal? Am I boring you? You're sitting here where you're rolling your eyes, looking up at the stars like,
No, I'm trying to clock in what you're saying, well, Your Honor. Trying to clock in. I'm listening to everything. I'm trying to listen. I ain't trying to.
what do you do for a living, Mr. Royal?
Construction work.
This is an affidavit that you're going to sign today, promising me that you're not going to drive, Mr. Royal. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care that you have to go to work. I don't care that you need groceries. I don't care that a kid has to go to school. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance. And if you can show me that you have both of those, I will allow you to drive. What?
The one she said where I got pulled over last year, they
Don't care about the case from last year.
No,
We're
I
not
went and got a
looking back.
license.
We're
I have a
looking.
license now. That's what I'm saying. I went and go get a license. They told me that I had to get a license to get that dismissed, and they dismissed it. I got it. Then I got a ticket for 10, and that's what I needed to pay. That's what it was. But I have a license. So I just paid a lot.
Just ran your license. It's not eligible. Did you just run his license?
I ran it when I screened, Judge. I'm checking again right
What it
now.
was for. That I went to court for it, and they dismissed
Mr.
it.
Royal, they just checked in the DPS system.
Saying that there's no license, Judge.
Just
Do they know
tell me
where-
that
do
you have a
they know
driver's
where-
license?
Do they know why? Can y'all tell me where it's still suspended at?
I don't have. that.
Texas.
I ain't trying to cause no problems. I promise.
Are you telling me that you have a Texas driver license?
But I mean, I guess it's suspended, but I have a Texas, yeah.
Do you have a number? Because we'll check right now. Yeah, give us a number. We'll check to make sure that it's valid or not. Perhaps it's a different number. You know, when it gets suspended and then they
Yeah,
get
maybe
a new
that's.
license, if just the number. Yeah.
Deputy,
not on camera.
Please do not read it out loud.
Thank you.
It's the same number.
It's the same number? Okay. If it's the same number, it's suspended. You cannot drive. I'm making it a condition of your bond, Mr. Royal. I don't care what's going on in your life. You need to call DPS to figure out what's going on with your license, why you need to get it back. But one of us is not learning something. This is now your fifth to probably sixth case, and it all stems from one thing. What is that one thing? What is the one thing that keeps getting you pulled over? Right. And it will continue to happen over and over. One of these things has to change. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'm going to get you to Victoria, sign a reset. I'll then have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions for you not to have a weapon. While you're thinking, you're not listening. Just let me finish my spiel, and then I'll answer your questions. I want you to sign the bond conditions that you're not to have any weapons, and then we'll let you go hire a lawyer. What did you want to ask?
Get my license and stop or whatever. How do I do that? Well, I just gotta pay my tickets and stuff.
I'm giving you the number to the driver's license division to DPS. You need to call this number and they will tell you what you need to do to get your license.
I'm saying the restriction. Like, how do I get my restriction on the next time?
You need to call DPS to figure out what you need to do to get your license. I don't know. You may have to pay surcharges. You may need an SR 22. You may need to prove to them that you have prepaid insurance for a certain amount of time. Once you do that, then they will give you your license back. If you can show me that you have that and insurance, I'll happily take the restriction off because I want you to drive legally. Mr. Royal, when you call them, call at 7 in the morning. Do not call at 8. Do not call at 9, 10, because you'll never get through. The phone lines are just too busy. Come on up. Mr. Mancias.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are on bond for an assault of a family member from April, and now you've picked up 2 more assaults of a family member. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
One of the complainants and the defendant are married. On November 2nd of 2024, officers were dispatched to an assault at a residential home in Harris County, Texas. Officers met with the complainant, who stated that she and the defendant have been common law spouses for 9 years, and that complainant and defendant were at complainant's father's house having a party. The complainant went to move their car so a guest could leave. The defendant became agitated and left. The complainant caught up with him and he was laying down on the ground. The defendant grabbed the complainant's hair and struck her with an open palm to the face. The defendant stated, "There's no mark, so there's no proof I hit you." The complainant stated she felt pain. Complainant 2 is the brother of complainant 1 and is 16 years old. Complainant 2 stated he saw the defendant cause the scene because of the vehicle being moved and observed the defendant cursing and screaming at complainant 1. Complainant 2 heard screaming and went back outside. The complainant 2 saw his dad holding the defendant by the wrist while on the ground. The defendant's parent.
Oh, so the son sees him holding the wife down. Is that what you're saying?
No, Judge, I'm saying that, so the brother, complainant 1's brother, saw his,
Complainant 1 being the wife.
yes, complainant 1 is wife, Judge.
Brother.
So complainant 2 saw his dad holding the defendant by the wrist while on the ground. Defendant's parents are called and the defendant was let go. The defendant began to yell and scream at complainant 2 again and then lunged at complainant 2's dad. Complainant 2 got in between them and the defendant struck complainant 2 with a closed fist to the side of his cheek. Complainant 2 struck the defendant once back. Officer stated a reasonable person would feel pain after being struck in the face, so he struck complainant 1 with an open palm and complainant 2.
Now, the complainant in the first assault, who is that?
Judge, it's Christian Martinez. So there are 2 complainants in the other assault.
This is my wife, Your Honor, Stephanie Martinez.
Do we need your help? You're in enough hot water as it is, Mr. Mancias.
I understand, sir.
So it was the wife, Judge. So there are 2.
So she gets another round, right? The
Yes.
new case is against the same complaining witness.
And there are 3 open AFMs now in total.
What is the one thing I asked you not to do?
I understand, Your Honor.
Was there no protective order at the time?
Was there was a protective order, Judge.
Do we know if alcohol was an issue here as well?
This is a DVD case, so that's why we're looking it up, Judge. They said that they were having a celebration at the dad's house, so I would imagine, but I can't.
This was initially sent to the ERD So I want to keep it again. We're going to keep it. Okay. Mr. Macias, I'm going to find that you are a complete and utter danger to my society. And there's only one thing that we do. Guess what happens now? I'm entering now magistrate orders for protection on both of those people. And I'm ordering you not to have any contact with either of these people. You violate these conditions, I will have a hearing as to whether I'm going to hold you at no bond.
Yes, Your
Do
Honor.
you understand?
I understand, sir.
I'm also now going to put a GPS monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. And I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs.
Understood, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any more issues, I'm going to make your bond so high you'll have teeth falling out.
Yes, Your Honor.
Goes with you.
May I make one statement before?
No,
Steven, can you sign?